breaking news from East Texas, where a state trooper has been shot and killed during a traffic stop. Investigators say the trooper pulled a driver over for a traffic violation in Freestone County, and when he walked back to his patrol car, that suspect opened fire, killing the trooper. The gunman then took off, but hours later, police say they tracked him down and took him into custody. He now faces capital murder charges.
Arrested several times in Smith County, most notably on 2 incidents where he assaulted a public servant, once ramming a patrol vehicle, and on another occasion trying to take a weapon from an officer. This is the dash cam video from that March 2015 incident.
41. Stop. 24, you know the year.
Shortly after,
1420.
Black is seen beginning to get physical as another person approaches. They appear to attempt to stop him, but the assault lasts for over 1 minute. Deputy Wesley Dean is left laying in the road. 4 minutes later, assisting law enforcement arrives.
Window, unit 109, officer down, your deputy down.
Deputy Wesley was left with multiple face, head, and ear lacerations, as well as 2 black eyes. DeBrett Black was later charged with assaulting a public servant and attempting to take a weapon from a peace officer. That charge was dismissed, and he pleaded guilty to assaulting a public servant. Records indicate he created a plea deal with an assistant district attorney for 365 days in the Smith County Jail, but it was never signed by the chief prosecutor, District Attorney Matt Bingham. Black served his sentence, but after allegedly shooting and killing a state trooper this Thanksgiving, 4 days later, Bingham sent out this notice to his employees. It says, "During the rest of my term, any dismissal submitted to a district judge without the signature of myself or Ms. Sykes will be grounds for termination." And since this 2015 incident, but before the Thanksgiving Day shooting, Black was arrested again in July of this year for assaulting a public servant, among other charges. He was indicted and released on bond November 2nd, just 21 days before DPS trooper Damon Allen was shot and killed. Sophia Constantine, KLTV 7 News.
And tonight we spoke with the Assistant District Attorney Jacob Putman. Despite the memo from the District Attorney, he stated it is normal and common practice for an Assistant District Attorney to sign off on a dismissal without the District Attorney signing off. He also stated he is deeply saddened by the death of Trooper Damon Allen, and regarding the 2015 case, quote, "I made the best decision I could at the time with the information that we had available at that time." The plea agreement was also at the request of the victim in this case.
And we begin tonight with an image of grief in Texas. One last salute to honor a state trooper shot and killed on Thanksgiving Day. Tonight, we still don't have a motive for this senseless crime, but we do know the suspect is charged with capital murder of a law enforcement officer.
That officer is Trooper Damon Allen. A small memorial now stands along Interstate 45 in Freestone County at the very spot where he was shot and killed. The suspect, DeBrett Black, was captured 100 miles away from that scene. And tonight, we're learning more about his past from his own father. Here's Tanya Iser.
Yes, he joined right out of high school.
John Black was proud when his son joined the Army.
So I was an infantryman too. So he became an infantryman too.
At his Lindale home, he is grieving for the son who went off to fight for his country, but came back deeply disturbed. His son, Dabrett Black, is accused of killing a state trooper with a rifle during a traffic stop near Fairfield on Thanksgiving.
He didn't like to talk about the Army because they mistreated him. Then mistreated because he didn't get the help that he really needed.
Dabrett Black served 3 combat tours. His family says the husband and father of 2 changed after suffering a head injury during one of those tours.
He's having headaches every day, all day long. He tells me, he said, "Dad, if you had a headache every day, all day like I do," he said, "I'd rather be dead."
Black was an excellent soldier. You didn't have to ask him twice to do anything.
Randy Newman served with Black in Iraq. He says he was there when Black begged for help and the Army put him in a mental hospital.
They pretty much wrote it off as, "You're crazy," and top of being crazy, you're faking it. So we'd rather put you out than to help you. And all he wanted was something to help him.
It all works together.
Not long after, Black's family says he received a less than honorable discharge. That meant he had no access to the VA system.
I feel that the military let him down.
In recent years, his son had repeated confrontations with law enforcement. The most recent this past summer when he fled from police and crashed into a deputy's car in Smith County.
He's always claimed that they put something in his brains, put a chip or something in order to watch him, watch his moves. And that's why he was afraid of law enforcement.
I know Black.
Matthew Chappelle also served with Black and saw signs of trouble.
I'm familiar with soldiers falling through the cracks. There's thousands of us roaming the states, who has not been treated, all because the Army felt it's quicker to kick you out than to get you help.
Black's father had these words for the trooper's family.
I like to tell them that I am sorry for my son, what he done. I know it hurt me. It hurt me, turned me all to pieces, because he's my oldest son.
Black's mother told me that she saw him briefly yesterday. She says she sent him a text telling him she loved him, and he replied back, "I love you too, Mama." A few hours later, her and her husband's worst fears were realized. She tells me she repeatedly contacted the VA trying to get her son help, and it was all to no avail. I'm live in the Dallas newsroom. Tanya Iser, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Tanya. We also heard from Black's estranged wife today. She lives in Florida and says she has warned people of the red flags.
I've been saying this for years, that he's going to end up killing himself or somebody else. He's gone from, a normal guy paying bills to someone who he hates the world.
The couple have 3 children together. She says the last time she heard from him was through Facebook message earlier this month.
In other news, the National Football League is going to spend $89 million to support social justice warriors who believe that black people are relentless victims of relentless white racism all the time, everywhere. That explains everything, especially why cops are always picking on black people for no reason whatsoever. It is the NFL's hope that giving all these people all that money will not make the black kids angry.